here with another art lesson. Today we're going to put together the facial features that we practiced last week into a portrait. So today you're going to draw in pencil, and if you have time to go over your pencil lines with Sharpie, you can do that. And if you have time to color anything in black, like the irises or anything else you want to color in black, you can do that today too. Supplies you're going to need today are about a 9 by 12 inch piece of white drawing paper, a pencil, an eraser, and a Sharpie. If you don't have a Sharpie, any black marker will do, or a black crayon would even be fine. For your manga or manga, either pronunciation is fine, portrait. Remember, you can do a portrait of yourself, so you could do a self-portrait, or you could do a portrait of somebody, like have somebody in mind, or you can just try to do a portrait and then have it come out looking like whoever it comes out looking like. I was kind of thinking about myself when I did the coloring on mine. My girl is very fair. Her hair is lighter than mine, and I put pink tips on the end of my hair. So this is a fun time for you. If you wanted to always see what you would look like if you had blue hair, if you wanted to do a manga portrait of yourself with blue hair, go for it. So this is a time to be kind of crazy and creative. All right, let's get started. You're going to start in the middle of your paper with an oval, and you're going to draw a neck. So go ahead and put your oval in the middle of your paper. You want to leave room at the top of your paper for the hair, and the neck should be kind of like a cylinder, but it's wider where it goes off the edge of the paper, kind of leading into your shoulders. At the top of your circle, you want, or your oval, you want to make it bigger. So you want to make it like about a 1/2 inch bigger at the top, so it looks more like an alien head. And then you want to make the chin a little bit pointier. And it's really up to you, and it's kind of personal preference. Different manga artists, some of them have really pointy chins, and some of them just have a little bit pointier chin. The guys' chins are usually not as pointy as the girls' chins. More like chiseled or angular or more squared off. The proportions for the guy's face are the same, which means where the eyes go and the nose and stuff like that are the same. So in the middle of your oval, between the very top and the bottom of the chin, you're going to put a very faint guideline, and that's where your eyes are going to go. And then halfway between the eye line and the bottom of the chin, you're going to put a nose line. And then halfway between the nose and the bottom of the chin, you're going to put another guideline, and that's for your mouth. So the bottom half of your face could be divided into 4 equal parts, but really everything's happening on the bottom half of that section, where the bottom of your nose is and the bottom of your mouth. Another thing that's a little bit different about the guys' faces is, or their necks are a little bulkier and thicker than the girls'. I lowered my eye line a little bit because when you're drawing a portrait, you have to take into account the entire forehead and hairline. So I wanted my eyes to be a little lower. I also divided my face across where my eyes go into 3 equal parts. The distance between the eyes is about the same amount as the width of the eyes. So now I'm going to draw a oversized eye. I'm going to draw both the inside and the outside line of that thick top lid, and then I'm going to draw a large oval for my eyeball. I'm going to draw my lower lid. I'm not going to make that line solid black when I color it in, so if you want to erase part of that now, you can. Remember, the iris, the colored part of the eye, is always enlarged, so go ahead and draw that big. You want to try to do at least two highlights on your eye. If you want to do 3, you can. They're going to kind of probably cover up, the colorful part of your eye, and maybe even be one in the pupil. It just depends on how you want to draw the highlights. Try to get your second eye to look as much like your first eye as you can, but they don't have to be exactly the same. If you want to indicate some eyelashes on there, you can do that. And oftentimes that outside corner of your eye is a thicker line too. So if you want to draw the inside and outside of that thicker line, you can. For the nose, you can just put a little curved line, or if you want to draw a nose, more of the outline of the end of the nose, you can. For your mouth, you want to keep it simple like you did when we practiced last class. I'm going to draw kind of a grinning, like partial smile on my mouth. For the guys, if you want to draw a little bit more of the whole bottom of the nose, you can do that. So now I'm going to draw my other eye, trying to keep it, you know, as much like the eye, get that shape right, as close to the eye on the other side as I can. Go ahead and draw your eyebrows. They're usually up fairly high above the eye, but they don't take up the whole forehead. And then if you want to start drawing your hair, you can. Now keep in mind, especially with girls, but even with guys too, sometimes the hairstyle covers up your eye or part of one of your eyes. A lot of times manga hairstyles don't have a part. They just have like they might have like a piece of hair coming down, but they don't have like a line for the part usually. It's usually hair that's just connected in a certain way. So I'm going to make my girl's hair parted on the side because that's how my hair is. And you are going to see part of one of my ears. The ear is it's about the same width as the distance of between the nose and the eye, but it's like halfway between the eye and the end of the nose is a good place to put your ear. Or if you want to put it up a little higher, you can. So now I'm erasing everything that you can't see because it's behind my hair. Once you erase and clean up your drawing, you're going to go over your pencil lines with black crayon or black Sharpie. I forgot the crease on above my eyelid, so I'm going to indicate that. And make sure you don't color in your every line the same width or thickness. You want to have thicker and thinner lines, just like if you were doing this on the computer, like most anime and manga artists, you'd be able to do that super easily with your pen drawing tool. But when you're drawing by hand, you have to be very intentional about it because you're doing it by hand. So like, for example, the edges of my mouth are going to be thicker than the center of my mouth line. You want to go over all of your pencil lines. I'm going to color in my pupils black, but that's the only part of my eye that's going to be black because we're going to color these in with colored pencil. Good goal for today is to get everything filled in or outlined in Sharpie. So next class, you can just color in with colored pencil. I can't tell you how many drawing resources there are online for learning to draw manga. There are so many. A good one is animeoutline.com, and on YouTube there are tons of things. If you have a Pinterest account, there's tons of still images on Pinterest, but YouTube has a ton of videos if you want to watch more video tutorials on how to draw different parts, or if you're interested in learning to draw the whole body. I'm going to leave you with two slides at the end. The first slide is how to draw a male and a female face with the proportions. And then the second slide, after you get your faces drawn, is a bunch of different hairstyles. See you next class.